Welcome to our program. My name is Mel Lehman. I'm the director of Common Humanity. And what we're seeing in the screen right at this moment is precisely what we're trying to do. We're trying to show the common humanity of people from around the world. And in my case, highlight the wonderful people of the Middle East. And here I am with my two parts of my world behind me. This is our Common Humanity offices. And here behind me, in my left, your right, is an Amish quilt, which is part of my American, Amish, Swiss, German, Mennonite, American heritage. And here are some other paintings. We happen to see a painting from Gaza, paintings from the Middle East. There's one of Khalid's paintings. There's one of Nidda's paintings. These are usually on the road, but because of the pandemic, we are cooped up in our apartments. So we're using Zoom as a way to get the art out there. So we're, as there's a saying in the States, you try to make lemonade out of lemons. And we're, we're trying to make some lemonade out of the lemons that the pandemic has brought us. So I'm so happy to be with you. We have some guests here. And I think the first thing we want to do is just hear a memory or two or three or four from each of you about your time in Iraq during the holidays. But I'd like to tell you first several memories of mine. My very first distinct memory of Christmas, I spent 3 or 4 Christmases in Baghdad. And the first Christmas was after the bombing. I was bombed in Baghdad. We talked about this once or twice on one of our previous programs. In December, first week of December 1998. And folks there still had some Christmas decorations up. It was a little bit subdued because of the sadness of the bombing, but there was still celebration there. And I went to a church. I'm a church person. Faith is very important to me. So I went to the Presbyterian Church in Baghdad, near the Palestine Hotel, near the Abu Nablus Boulevard, and I attended church services there, and I still remember the choir singing, the beautiful children in their red vests and their white tops. And one of the times I was there, we took Christmas cards. We had people here in the States who wrote Christmas cards, and we took them all the way to the church, and some greetings to our Muslim friends as well. It was greetings to Muslim folk and Christmas cards to church folk. So those are my memories. I know a little bit about Christmas in Baghdad, but let me stop talking and hear more about Christmas and the holidays. New Year's, I'm sure there's a New Year's celebration. So let's start with alphabetically. Let's go with Khalid, who is, his last name starts with A. The only way they're all wonderful, equally wonderful. So let's just go.
I have
alphabetically. Any memories of you have, Khalid, of the holidays, New Year's Day?
Yeah, of course. I remember the happiness in the eyes of my nephews and nieces, during holidays with the decoration of the Christmas tree and the gifts they will get, the presents they will get. Yeah, it's really good time, especially for people, like for the family and for children to celebrate and to feel love of their close family members. It's really important, and it's really important that people celebrate if they want to, and it's really sad if they cannot celebrate just for any reason.
Yeah. Excellent. Let's go to the next person on. We'll come back to you, Khalid. If any more memories come up, this is not.
Yeah. Okay.
More memories. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's go to Lubna, who is in the alphabet. Tell and I'm sorry. Let's go back to Khalid a little bit. Just tell us. Yeah. And then we'll get to Lubna in a moment. I'm sorry, I forgot. And just tell us a little bit about what you're doing now and how life is for you now after your journey as a refugee. You are now in the Washington, D.C. area.
Yeah, I live in north part of Virginia, and I work currently in a hospital. Um, this year, I've been painting a lot because we we are inside home. We cannot go outside just to protect ourselves and the people. Um, I've been doing so many like participation part of the Common Humanity and some other local galleries as well. We are so, of course, happy to have someone like you who supports Iraqi artists and art in general. So it's a good time to say thank you for what you've been doing to us. Thank you, Mel.
And with Khalid, thank you. And also, before we don't want to forget that Khalid and Lubna have had interviews on our Common Humanity Peace channel. So we'll go to our website in a moment, and you can see Khalid's very articulate interview we gave 2-3 months ago, and Lubna we spoke. And we're planning for Nida and Majid to have an interview as early as we can next year. So we'll also have an interview. So if you go to our website, commonhumanity.org, if you go to our Facebook page, it should be there. The other really definite place to go to is YouTube. We're now on YouTube. And if you go to if you search for Common Humanity Peace channel, you will see interviews with each of these wonderful artists and their work on YouTube. So we're out there, as we say. Well, Lubna, we are very eager to hear from you. How are you? And tell us a memory and tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now.
Okay, I'll start with the memories. Christmas in Iraq was a very joyous period. It became more like a traditional. It's like a tradition. Everybody celebrate. I personally had friends. Iraq society is very mixed, Christians and Muslims, and we all celebrate together. My friends celebrate Eid as we celebrate Christmas. So we do exchange gifts, like Christian friends. We go to the extent sometimes we fast with them the 50 days, or they would celebrate Ramadan with us. So it's in Iraq, it's not only, Christmas is not for Christians only, it's for everybody. And it's towards the end of the year, we're all happy, there is holidays, kindergarten, schools, everybody celebrate. It's really a spiritual period of the year. Yes, so the happy memories is with my Christian friends and family, where we used to exchange the gifts and celebrate, and Christmas pudding and all. And about me, I left Iraq 2005. I survived wars with my family. I'm here in Canada, a beautiful, peaceful country. Of course, every place has its ups and downs. What else? I do art all the time. I wouldn't say I'm enjoying the lockdown, but there is lots of useful times. Like you have time, it's like you're in a health farm. You have the time for yourself to search, to do your to do whatever on your own. So I do lots of things. You have a long day, 24 hours for yourself at home. It could be very productive. So yes.
And of course, for each of you, we're eager if you care to share anything about your family. We don't want to push, but if you care to tell us a little bit about your family, each of you, that we'd be happy to hear a little bit about that as well.
Yes, my family, I have 2 adult children. My son left yesterday. He lives in Toronto. He's 29 now. And my daughter, we live together, both graduates. They both study from home. So maybe that explains why I have more time than others. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you.
Nida, how are you doing? And tell us what memories you might have of you grew up, and are you each from Baghdad? And if not, which city? But tell us a little bit about your memories of the holidays, if you would.
Yeah. First of all, I want to say happy holidays and Merry Christmas for everybody. It's a great pleasure today to see everyone healthy and happy. And I wish like the coming year is going to be more peaceful and carry the hope and happiness for everybody.
Yes.
So yeah, I have a beautiful memories from back home, from Iraq. I used to live in Baghdad, so I born and I lived all my life till I moved out of Iraq in Baghdad. So Christmas, as Lubna said, is not something belong to a religion people or something. It doesn't belong to any religion. It's like an event everybody celebrates their own way. So I used to live in Baghdad. Our neighbors, our friends, we celebrate Eid and Christmas together. We exchange gifts, food, spend time together. But usually, like this kind of events, we prefer like every family spend it their own way. So we have a family gathering, we have a potluck, we have some decorations at home, and then kids having fun. It's mostly about how can we add happy time for our kids. You know, they getting together, they play, they have gifts. So it's really, really joyful and pleasant time for the families. And yeah, we keep celebrating. Now I'm in Canada. My kids prepare this Christmas tree.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's wonderful.
That's it.
Great.
So my son and my daughters, they do it on their own. So they are so happy when they do it. So yeah, that's how we live our peaceful life in our small home. In Canada, I have my own job. I have my kids going to school. It's a peaceful country, which is I really appreciate. I have 3 kids, 2 of them in high school, my daughters, and my son, he's in grade 7. Sorry, and he's 7 years in grade 2. Yeah, so he's still the youngest guy of the family, and I'm a full job mom, and I'm a full job person as well. So I have 2 jobs basically. I have a full-time job as a mom, and I'm working in a retail store, like doing merchandising.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, I'm so lucky that I don't have to stop my job and stay at home. That's a good thing. So yeah, that's how it is.
Excellent.
Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, we are so glad to have you all here. Let's go to screen share and go through all of the artists and stop and slow down when we get to your art. And we'll take some time to hear from each of you when we get to your art. There are a number of other artists mentioned. But before I forget, one other thing about Christmas in Iraq. I've been studying a book on Christmas, and according to the book, there are several theories of where the wise men, the magi, came from. You know, there was the shepherds, and there was the manger in Bethlehem and everything, and there were the magi, the wise men. And one of the theories is that they came from Baghdad, or from Babylon. Ancient Babylon. They were Chaldeans, and they studied the stars, and they found out about the star leading to the birth of Jesus. So there's one definite theory. There's other theories. Another theory is that they came 1 or 2 other places. But when one of my trips to Iraq, I will always remember, I think it was northern Iraq, we got to the hotel late, of course, and went to sleep. I get up in the morning in northern Iraq, had breakfast in the hotel area, and right there, a big wall mural of the wise men, the magi. And they said, yes, right here through this, right near this hotel, you know, is where the magi came on their trip. So the magi, the wise men, and there are still wise men from Iraq, Khalid and wise women, Lubna and the 3 wise people from Iraq. Yes.
May I say something? In Iraq, as I mentioned earlier, we're not. It's very mixed, Christians and Muslims. We in Iraq prior to 2003, we had like 5% of the population were Christian, mainly northern Iraq, but we all got along very well together. And there was a few schools in Iraq. Like my mother, she studied at Rahbat, which is a nun school in Baghdad, and it's still there. Now they're threatening to have it down. The school, it was built in 1928 in Iraq, was a nun school with an orphanage next to it.
Oh, wow.
In center Baghdad.
Wow.
And that was my mom studying in the 40s. And they used to do, she always told us the story about them. In the morning, they would do the morning prayers. Muslims will be quiet. The Muslim girls will be quiet. The Christian girls would do the prayers. They were that mixed.
Wow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, after 2003, a lot of Christians were forced or were afraid to leave and they left the country.
Right, right. And I also have heard one very, very interesting detail, that in the Holy Quran, there are more verses about Mary, mother of Jesus, in the Quran than there are in the New Testament. And Mary and Jesus are both loved and celebrated in the Muslim community.
Yeah, my daughter, her name is Maryam. I honor her by giving her this name. So when I was pregnant for the first time, like I don't know whether I'm having a boy or a girl. So after I know the gender of the baby, I decided to open the Holy Quran to choose a name for my daughter. And when I opened it, it was like the name of the Holy Mother, Maryam. So I decided to give her this honor, honor her by this name. So.
Wow. Wonderful story. Really a wonderful story.
It's a wonderful story.
Yeah, and a wonderful story any time of year, but especially at this time of year.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at our screen share. And here is our webpage. And if you go to our webpage, I'm urging all of our viewers to go to our webpage. You will see big headline: buy a poster or a box of blank note cards, help support a refugee artist. And you're helping to support the 3 wonderful artists we have and the others that we'll see in a moment. But if you scroll here, you can see my screen, you can see my webpage, right? You're seeing that on screen share. So these are the paintings. We're gonna see those in a minute, but I'll mention this again. I'll mention this twice. Each of our 12 artists on the webpage you can get blank note cards. And this one I happen to have is Anida's husband, Majid. Beautiful painting. It's blank. So you open it up inside and you can write your Christmas greetings, but it's good all year round. At the back, we have a little bit about the artist. We also have posters, and I happen to have a poster here. Happens to be by Lubna, one of Lubna's beautiful paintings. But each artist you'll see on the webpage, commonhumanity.org, commonhumanity.org. Each one, and you can get more details about ordering the cards. And it's a great way to build bridges between different parts of the world. And it's a great way to help support the work of these artists, honor them, the great work they're doing, and honor, and also it helps to support Common Humanity. So let's take a look at our art gallery. And we're going to see a number of artists, but this is Abdul Razak, who is not here. Give you a sense of these. Ahmed Abdul Razak, he is not with us today. We're going to do an interview with him early next year. In the Name of God. in the name of God the Merciful. Again, this is, you'll see this on our webpage. These paintings are for sale. How about doing something very special? Honor the refugees, get a beautiful work of art. They're affordable. We're not going to give the prices here on our program, but they are affordable, and most of the sale price helps the refugees. Ahmed Al-Kharki, wonderful person, some pictures of his, landscape, old wall, South Iraqi marsh people. This is a reflection about the homeless. Good-hearted, wonderful man, Ahmed, has a good heart, and he is showing us the suffering that he's seeing here in the States, homeless people here in the US. Wonderful picture, Ahmed Baban. Just beautiful colors and pictures of, here he is at the Oasis. Amr Ali, great friend in Texas, can't be with us today. He has beautiful horses. This painting is for sale. Definitely, you're gonna love this one. And it's this is the one on our cards. I'll try to remember to say which one is. There are 15 cards and 15 posters. Danya Kuba cannot be with us today, young lady, artist. This is the picture on the card. Again, this the poster we showed you and the card. This is the picture we've chosen. And do either any of you remember? Help us remember. This is a great artifact from the Iraq Museum, right? This is a great heritage of Iraq. This instrument. Is any of you can help me with more details about this particular great archaeological treasure?
Yeah, I know she is a like a very famous queen from southern part of Iraq, and I know the artist for sure. She was my neighbor for a certain period of time, and yeah, she used oil color to paint her painting, and she's really talented.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of details about this queen. Her name is Shabad, but yeah, she was well known. And I think the harp part, the harp is still in the Iraqi museum, I guess.
I think so, yeah.
And it's made of gold and something like that.
Now we get to a great one of our three wise people. We have wise men in the old days. Today we have three wise people. One of our wise people, wise man. Khalid, I love your colors. Tell us a little bit about this as we go through. Anything you care to add? Your painting.
Yeah, I think I made this in 2012 or 2011, and I'm still actually passionate of the landscape and the colorful trees, and so yeah, I use acrylic and have some collage on it. It's just enjoying the colorful trees and nature.
Yeah. That's such a great part of your paintings. Another painting with trees and beautiful autumn colors.
Yeah, with the leaves.
Yeah.
The dots like represent the leaves of the trees.
Yeah, autumn leaves are falling, as the song goes. Yeah. This is about a growing plant.
Yeah, actually, it was part of an exhibit that I made here in Maryland in Sandy Spring Museum, and the part of the theme of the of the exhibition about refugee, and this painting I represent like when you plant a new plant, or when you see the new plant, you have to take care of it first at the beginning. Mm-hmm. Then after that, you will get the benefit of this beautiful tree or flowers after a while. So yeah, it's just representative.
Yeah.
Helping new people or newcomers to the country.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. mother and baby?
Yes, actually, it's called Crossing. It's part of like when I was watching the people who flee their countries and crossing the Mediterranean to Europe. It's really a hard time in the human history, and yeah, she's crossing from one side of the world to another.
Right. What can you tell us about this beautiful painting?
Yeah, I remember selling certain part of Baghdad, like people, like especially old women, sit by the door of their houses, just have a friendly chat with their neighbors, maybe chatting with they pass, like everybody passing the street or so, and they are usually like friendly and welcoming, and yeah. Usually they sit there later afternoon. So this image is really remind me of something peaceful of the city.
Yeah, yeah. And here, I love this one. This is the one we have on our poster and on our card. It's just so simple and gorgeous to me.
Yeah, thank you.
Blue vase. We're going to make another sales pitch at the end, so get that pencil ready, commonhumanity.org. One more, I believe we have, from a big one from Khalid.
Yeah, this is really big. Like I used to go in the in summer to a small town at the Euphrates River. It's called Anna, which is where my both of my parents are from. It was so colorful, so pretty town to spend the summer. A lot of like trees, all kind of fruits, yeah. And there's a river by a river where I learned to swim. So yeah, it's a memory of my my childhood actually.
Right. Fishmonger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we have some paintings from Lubna.
Yes.
This is a remarkable painting, which I didn't get at first. And once I got it, I was just so captured by this. Would you tell us, Lubna, a little bit about this remarkable painting?
Thank you. This I made in 2018, Baghdad. The building is the Iraqi Central Station, which I believe was built in the 50s. And it's the contrast that on one side, there's nothing but the bullets, while everything was demolished. No, most of Baghdad was demolished after 2003. So here is what we have. It's like resembling the heritage Iraq ever since. And there is the palm trees, and on the other side there is nothing. That's these
the bullet holes, the violence, yeah.
Bullet holes, and that's and that's Baghdad.
So powerful. And what a tragedy, the U.S. invasion of Iraq. I want to apologize to each three of you. I mean, I'm so sorry. What the United States did was so wrong and so foolish. And I want to apologize as an American to the terrible, just what on earth, why did we do such a foolish thing? And I'm sorry. And what Common Humanity does, we're trying to do just a little bit to say the wonderful people, to try to do what we can to do a little bit of healing and a little bit of goodwill. This is another wonderful painting. Help us a little bit, learn a little bit more about this painting.
So, when I paint, I usually have I work on the images that I have in my head. So here, after a while in Canada, I have the palm tree everything on the left, and then it gradually comes to the right. So leaving Iraq, this palm tree is my parents' house. It's the palm tree, and it still exists there. And then you could see in the middle resemblance of the war, and then the soldiers. War, and then in Arabic writing is peace for a land that was created for peace. And it's a verse that's peace for a land that was created for peace, but it never saw peace because there's always war. And comes the NGOs in Iraq, the ICRC, International Committee of the Red Cross, and there, here in Canada, where I started thinking of other ideas like the environmental causes here. And you could see the emblem for the environment. It's like something I would have never done if I was in Iraq, but humans, there's always a problem that needs to be solved and addressed. So you could work on arts about the war in Iraq, but there's no place in the world where there isn't something to fight for or to address. So here now in Canada, in this peaceful country, there's still things to address, and it's the environment.
Yes.
This piece, Canada is the environment, and here is the actual war. And the middle is the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm done. Thank you.
Another painting?
Another painting, yes. It's just it's our heritage.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like
Beautiful. Beautiful.
yes, with the collage. So there is always ideas. It's the mixture of what you have in mind, what you've inherited, yet what modern ideas you get during the day. Like there is some, in Toronto, there is the TTC papers you get, and you get them daily if you commute, and it's somewhere here in the collage.
Yeah. Excellent. One more. I think this is the last of the four we have, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. It's the same idea. It's our daily lives with the collage. It's in English because it's here, and this is our daily life, but there's still something from the past.
Yeah.
Yes.
Moving on to Majid. Majid and Nida are husband and wife. Would you care to say anything? We'll also be looking at your paintings, Nida, as well.
It's okay. I can speak on behalf of him. He's not here, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm so happy that I have Majid as my husband, and I'm so honored that he's a great artist. He's a very nice man. I'm so lucky to have him in my life. So we've been sharing very nice times and hard times together. So I know about his art maybe, and I can talk on behalf of him.
Yeah, go ahead.
So he likes to paint or imaging the women's bodies, motions. It's like in his philosophy, it's like the sample of fertility. So everything gives life. Everything, the life it started from is a female sample. Like the earth, the planets, the flowers is something like a female. So female in his theories is the where the life starts from. So everything beautiful in this life is a female. So he used his ideas and he used his technique like to perform that kind of thoughts and telling us stories about that. And I think his technique is very successful because he's very academic. He studied art and he was teaching art in the University of Babylon. And he used to have his own gallery in Baghdad in Karada. And I find him a good teacher sometimes for me. I watch him and I'm enjoying him when he's painting. And now he's not as producing as much as he used to do because of the responsibility of life in Canada is a little bit different. So working time takes hour more than he used to have. Before the art is his main career, and that's what he used to earn his everything from art. Now we have something different, so he's producing less than he used to.
Right.
Yeah.
The female body again.
The female body, that his main character usually in his modern art, and he's very talented in reality as well. So you can feel that of the movement of his brush on the canvas. He's so professional in that.
Yeah.
Not because he's my husband, I'm saying that because he really deserved this compliment.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Thank you, Khalid. The people who know him, they know how professional he is, like in using the colors and using the perfect theme in the space on the canvas.
And he was a professor of art. He taught art at the University of Babylon.
Yeah, well, he didn't earn his master, or he only have a bachelor, but he graduated with the honor degree. He was the #1 student on his crew. So he honored by they given him this honored position to be the youngest teacher in the University of
Wow.
Wow. Great. Yeah.
Well, this is the card I happen to have picked out of the box right here. Each of the 15 images, and this is also our poster. Beautiful colors. One more, I believe we have. Love is a good title.
Yeah, I agree with you. Why not? Love is a good title for that painting.
Exactly. This gets into some painful material of plight of refugees.
It's about refugees. Yeah, it's like the fear and the nightmare of where I'm gonna be settled, where this life taking me to. So like hopeless people going to unknown destinations. So the man tried to protect his wife, and there is unknown destiny they are heading to. So it's like this kind of expression on the face. You can feel it when you look at it at the first time. Yeah.
Very touching. Now we come.
My happiness colors.
Now we come.
I'm so positive.
Yeah. Tell us about this beautiful painting, please.
Yeah. So I like the bright side of the life, imaging always the bright side of life. It doesn't matter how hard sometimes it goes, but I still have the hope inside me. And I always use these themes of birds, beautiful bright colors, sunshine, people happy, happy. And I like to paint nice imaging of the city I used to love and live in, Baghdad. So I see Baghdad like in this image always, and I try to image it in a different ways, but in a positive way always. Yeah.
Another eyes and animals are very much a part of you. Imaginary. They're partly real, partly imaginary animals.
Yes, so I take these samples from our rich culture and national heritage. So, we have like all the stories and all the beliefs. People believe like there is somebody guarding the house, somebody guarding the city. Like the bird who always carries good news. When you see a bird coming to your house, there's always something good or positive gonna happen. Then the fish is uh, it's like some people back home believe that the fish is a symbol of forgiveness and the pleasance. So and the key is always like it's something symbols the end of your patience is going to be always paid off, and always there is a door going to be open to solve all your hard times and troubles in your life. So I like those themes, and I try to put them in a nice way in my paintings, so reflect my culture. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
so,
tried.
yeah, so beautiful.
Beautiful.
And good
Thank
theme.
you.
And here are some more symbols and imaginary animals, and pictures of the windows would be traditional Baghdad.
Yes, and it's like two people loving each other, try to make their own life, and it's like a small story.
Yeah.
It's a small love story.
Yeah.
In a beautiful city.
Yeah. Yeah. Oops. More wonderful creatures, partly imaginary, partly real.
Yeah, so these symbols usually in people in the south of Iraq use this kind of samples to create like a small story in rocks. They knitting them. I really like to watch these when I was young. So we used to have some of these racks in our home, back home in Baghdad. My dad used to have them there. We decorate our house with them. So they really attract me since I was child. And I was like, keep tracking them. How did they knitting them? They knitting them, they crafting them by hand. So I find them very interesting. And by the time I was growing and then I study art in the university, I find them somehow related to the old symbols that our ancestors used them in Babylon, in Mesopotamia civilization. Like I find some of them really similar on those like modern reliefs.
Mhm.
So I love them, and I like to put them in my own way in the paintings with the colors, and yeah, I'm telling the story on my own way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The eyes, once again, the
The
window.
eyes are like the evil eye to protect the envy. I think Lubna knows what I'm talking about. So this is part of our national heritage. Like usually we have this hand with the eye. People put it on their step doors to protect their houses from the evil eye. So it's like the beautiful city. It's well built. It's colorful and heavy. Everybody lives in happiness. So this is the beautiful city protected. So we put this eye to protect this beautiful city to stay in peace and
That's nice.
blessed. Yeah.
That's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And Omar's. This is Omar's art.
Omar, it can't be with us today, but let us.
He's with us in his art.
Yeah.
Some of his beautiful art. Great guy. This is the one on our note cards and on our posters. Very talented. Another wonderful. We've seen several pictures so far with hearts right in the middle. So the Iraqi artists, they are people of love and people of heart.
Totally loved.
We see the hearts often. More of Omar's beautiful work. This is a artist who is living in Europe, young lady, Scandinavia. This is the image we're using for our cards. This is a young lady living in Germany. Wonderful, talented artist. We have this on a poster. We don't have this on the cards, but we have a poster of Wahab Mahdi, very talented, living in Baghdad. pain reflects the pain, I believe, reflects just the distress of that situation. Wasim, wonderful friend living here in the States, in the Midwest. Beautiful colors, very talented. This is the image we've chosen for our note cards. You get 12 note cards for $25. You can't say no. You have to buy this. This is really a great thing. You got to do it. This is one of them. Zainab, another beautiful painting of hers. And then we have some paintings from Gaza, which is yet another thing. Well, we are pushing the edge of our time where, oh my goodness, time has fled. Let's see if we have any Q&A. Thank you, Mary. I think we have most of our questions answered. Mary and Carla says, I am enjoying the art and the interview. Thank you very much. Any concluding things that you folks would want to say before we wrap up the hour? Let's give each of you a chance to give some final thoughts for the three wise people of let's see if there's any final words you'd like to have, and then I'll give I'm going to give a sales pitch. Sorry, I'm going to give just conclude with a really a comment to please buy some beautiful paintings. But any final words you'd like to say before we wrap up the hour?
I just wanted to thank you, Mel, and thank all the people who shared today, took the time to share with us, and happy holidays to all. Wishing only the best. And like we say here in Canada, stay negative and be positive.
And that's great. We're talking about, that's wonderful. Say that again. That's great. Yeah. Say it again, please.
Keep positive, keep negative, and stay positive.
I love that. That's
Like
so
from
true.
the comment.
I love it.
That's a nice one.
Any other concluding comments? Words of wisdom? We have cards. We've talked about the cards. A box of 12 cards for $25. Go to commonhumanity.org. This helps Common Humanity. We're looking for contributions for Common Humanity. The computer I'm using, the Wi-Fi I'm using, that takes money for Common Humanity. We can't do this without a little bit of money. We'd appreciate some help. Posters for sale. And the paintings that you saw are for sale. I will give you more information about that if you contact us. There's the contact information. One other thing I want to mention we're working on. In this day of Zooming, educating by Zoom, we're working on finding a way to bring these wonderful artists to classrooms in which we would have a Zoom classroom with the artist, and they would tell a bit about their background and how they paint. And then we would have the students say, you know, in this time of pandemic, what a tough time it is. Let's each student take a few minutes to have a drawing or a painting of something hopeful that you can look forward to after the pandemic is over. Put some hope in your life, put some hope in your class. So we're looking for that. If you're interested in more information about bringing this to your school, please let me know. Final check on questions. Thank you, Jacqueline. I think we're just about finished. Thank you all so much for a wonderful time together. God bless you all. Thank you all for coming, and we will see you all soon. Be well. And how was that again one more time? Stay negative and
keep
positive.
Yes, positive. Yes.
Keep
positive and stay negative.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Joyous.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.